Hi everyone, Tim here. Cyprus has just announced that Sandro Nicolas will be representing them at the Eurovision Song Contest in Rotterdam. And I'm with Costa and Dominik to talk about the choice. So let's get on with it.
Oh, I'm just gonna go straight in here. We kind of knew this was gonna happen. It was speculated. He was on a short list, and then he was heavily rumored. And Cyprus, for once, is only transparent during Eurovision. It feels like, so we kind of knew what was gonna happen. So I had time to kind of prepare myself for what the announcement would be. And to be honest, I don't feel very strongly either way at this point. I'm kind of open-minded about the whole thing. Because the last 2 years you had two of my favorite Greek industry singers going consecutively for Cyprus, which really made me more excited about Cyprus than ever before at the contest. And now it's a bit of a disappointment. However, by the same token, you can view it as a fresh start. So they've kind of got this momentum for the last 2 years, and how can they proceed and do something different this time? So yeah, the artist himself, Sandro, he's got a good voice. He's got quite a raspy tone to his voice, which I think could be interesting. I'm just not 100% sure of who he is as an artist at this point. So I can't say with certainty that he's going to produce something great. But I'm open-minded. I'm hoping to be proven wrong in this case.
Mm-hmm. Dominik, your thoughts?
Yeah, well, just as Costa said, like Cyprus was like doing amazing the past 2 years. So I'm like curious to see what they're coming up with this year. I'm also like interested in the artist because he's so young. He's like 23. He's been to different countries, performing everywhere. Like he was in Germany, he was in Russia. He's now performing for Cyprus. He's like very international already. And I was checking some of his videos from The Voice of Germany last year, and I also like his voice. And from the videos I saw, I more prefer him for like ballads because his range is also very big, I think. But I kind of want to see him with a faster song because I think that suits him very well. I think he could work with both, like a ballad or like a dance song or like uptempo. I think he's a very interesting artist with maybe a big future. Like we haven't seen so much yet, but he's talented in singing. He can put on a good show, I think, with some dancers, backing vocals, and him. And I'm very excited to see what they're coming up with. I'm also excited because he was like taking part in the Voice of Germany. I didn't knew that. Like I was just like, for real? But yeah, it's exciting to see that and to like how he evolved from these previous performances to Eurovision. And yeah, I'm open for the style of the song, and I think Cyprus will probably do the best decision like they did in the past 2 years. So I'm like very excited to see that.
Mm-hmm. Well, personally, for me, I am quite happy. I mean, Costa, don't kill me for saying this, but like,
I might.
no, I am liking the fact that Cyprus is not relying on one trick.
By one
Because
trick, do you mean a female singer? Because that's the kind of difference.
female,
It's
no, no,
not
like,
about-
no, but like, they've used the same method for the past 2 years, and I'm liking the fact that this time they're not, because like, a song by Alex P, which is staged by Sasha Jean-Baptiste, so it's like they've used this method twice already, and I'm actually quite applauding CYBC for actually seeing that they can do more than that. So I applaud them for that choice.
yeah,
Go on.
I can see your point. I agree. It's a risk. I think we have to commend CYBC for taking a risk here, because sending an unknown artist, and he is unknown, especially he's not a big name in Greece or Cyprus for that matter. So it is a risk. It's almost similar to what Bulgaria did with Victoria in terms of someone who's up and coming and could really be huge, or could just kind of join the pool of other very talented singers who aren't massive stars, and they're kind of allowing them to kind of pave their own way with Eurovision as a platform, which I think is a great idea. I think I'll be more optimistic once I have confirmation as to whether they'll just be sending She Got Me Part 2 as opposed to Fuego Part 2, which is what I'm fearful of. It's not necessarily a bad thing. I mean, I love Fuego, I love Replay. Both are great songs, both on my playlist. But from a kind of competitive standpoint, as a fan who loves entries that kind of push the boat out, do something different, and kind of seeing the contest develop, I don't want it to be a case of, oh, that scored top 5 last year, let's kind of recreate that with our own artist. Let's see, because again, he's very young, so let's see. I hope they give him an opportunity to find his own musical identity through this kind of accelerated support and network of talent that he's going to be exposed to as part of this process. Until I know for sure what they're planning on doing, I'm not 100% confident. But I'm hoping, like I said, I'm hoping to be proven wrong. That's just my initial thoughts, my initial concerns.
Yeah, that was actually my second point. It's like, I mean, through what I've seen of his discography, or like what he's currently had, I've mostly seen him through who is like a ballad person, or who is more like a slow tempo song would suit him. But then again, I mean, other artists have flipped the table around. I mean, look at Michaela. When she did X Factor, she was mostly the belter of like ballads, but then she went to Eurovision with this pop banger. So I mean, like Dominik said, if it doesn't matter what the voice is. I mean, you just have to find the like identity and work with what you've got, and you could have a perfect product, and it could work well. But then again, we don't know. But that's my 2 cents. That's my 2 cents on it.
Do we already know like the team behind the whole entry? Like, I'm curious to know, how did they pick him? Like, as we said, like he's not very known, like around in the area. But like, how did they find him, and how did they thought about making him their entry? Like, is there someone like a big artist, like I don't, he was at like New Wave in Russia, and like Sergey and Philip Kirkorov were in the jury, so maybe they're like maybe influenced, like, or maybe went there to Cyprus to say like, we have this package here and have a song, you want to go for it also? Like, I'm curious to see or to know how they went there, like what's happening behind the scenes.
I mean, we don't know. I mean, CYBC didn't say much on their announcement other than more news will be coming in the following weeks. So
yeah, it's hard to know, really. I think Bulgaria, because we were spoiled with such a rich kind of release of information from the Bulgarian team, it's standard for there not to be much information about an internal selection when it happens, and it kind of to trickle out. That's kind of what we saw with Austria last year with Panda, and I think it's kind of a common approach. I would like to hear more about not what they're thinking. That sounds really negative. What their ideas are and what they're hoping to do. Because if they said straight up, we're going to go with someone who's less known because we want to take a risk and we want to give this person an opportunity, I'd say great. But if it was a case of there was a list of 10 artists and he was at the bottom of it and everyone else said no, because you already know that Ivi Adamu was approached and, well, allegedly, and that didn't work out, which kind of disappointed me. Maybe that's why I'm so salty. But yeah, I mean, regardless of whether we know now or in Rotterdam when he's being interviewed, that's going to be something I'm very interested in hearing. That's kind of my final remark. Otherwise, I kind of got it all out there. There's not much we can go on. He's got one song on Spotify. It's a cover of Shawn Mendes.
Yeah.
I don't really like Shawn Mendes, but he's got a good voice. Let's see where it goes. Sorry, Dominik.
No, that's fine. But I like the performance of In My Blood by Shawn Mendes was actually like, I really enjoyed that. Like, almost even better than the original.
Yeah,
I really liked what's there.
Yeah, I actually agree with you, Dominic, on that one. I think he has this sort of like I don't know what it's such a cliche. I think it is a cliche where what it is. He's one of those artists where he can flip a song and just somehow make it his own, and he executes it quite well.
Such a cliche. I mean, I know he's got a very versatile voice.
I know.
By the sound of it. Let's see. I hope they push him. I hope they push him to do something quite interesting, because I think, yeah, I feel like keep saying that's all I have to say, but I just don't want them to go for something that's like got a Spanish title and is like kind of generic production. It's like a bit of a banger, but it's not really that memorable. I just feel like it could go really south quite quickly. But it could also be a great thing for them to do. I just want to hear the song now, to be honest. I'm getting impatient already, and it's November. Okay, so that was what we had to say. What do you think about this internal selection? No doubt you have a lot of opinions because Cyprus is a delegation, a country that has been gaining a lot of traction, and they kind of have a record to maintain, which they never had in their entire 40-plus year history at the contest. So let's hope. I mean, can they pull that surprise win that people have been anticipating? Who knows? Yeah, let us know. We have many social media channels. Tim, what are the social media channels again? Give me a reminder, please.
ESCXTRA, and then don't forget to like and subscribe on our channel, and don't forget to push that notification bell so you know when our next video will be popping up. But for now, thank you very much for watching this video, and we'll see you soon. Bye.